Hello, welcome back. I'm going to still continue to talk about my King Paimon, the book that I've written about King Paimon, and some other ideas or things that I would like to talk about. It is of course not always related to the book, but it is about the book King Paimon. It's always to say the start point is the book King Paimon. I am the author of this book. I wrote this book, and I still want to talk about perception, no? And the lesson is to say most of the time the perception is wrong. So that's very freeing when one's know my perceptions are mostly wrong, because that's what a perception is. But in the same time, the beautiful thing that it gives back is the fact that there is freedom in being wrong, and wrong is not wrong, no? Because through the wrong, I'm able to clean, or correct the wrong, no? Correct the perception. So one can carry very long perception for many years. It's not so much about the time, no? But one can carry it long, even if it's wrong. And then at one point, one speaks about the perception, no? We say, well, I speak about it, I don't think it's wrong, but then by revealing it, it gets corrected, no? We say, well, if there is a mistake, we're going to correct it. So the idea is to not be wrong, to not be scared of being wrong or having a wrong perception, because even that wrong perception has a very beautiful gift, and through that it's able to clear out and get the correct perception, no? Almost to say, I'm learning something but it's wrong. It is still important that I learn it, and then later on I will discover it's wrong, and then I can correct myself and I can elevate myself, no? Through the mistake. I correct the mistake, no? So the mistake is the first, no? Through that mistake, I was able to correct. So it functions together. And at the same time, when we speak about spiritual gifts or somebody having visions or perceptions through the eyes, through feeling, through internal or inner wisdom, one has to listen to those perceptions, to those feelings, because they are not wrong, no? There is inner knowing, which I spoke in the other recording, the one before this, that there is an inner knowing, there is an inner knowledge, and if you receive help, something that you cannot explain from where, but you receive the information, you should act upon it, no? Say, I'm cleaning my home and I have an object that when I touch or see, it reminds me of something negative, I put it away, I throw it away. No, it doesn't matter what object is. So it's not about the value of the object, it's about the energy that it transmits, or the thought, or simply of clearing, no? And it's like, well, how do I know? Well, I know because when I see it and so on, it reminds me of something or someone that I don't want to think about. No, it's like I clear that person, I clear that energy, I clear that through throwing that object. I put it away from my perception. No, it's like clearing the mistake. And there are things that one feels inside, and it's information that one receives or sees something that it is not there. No, it's like almost like it is my inner wisdom or inner perception that I'm able to gather that information, and it is vital, it's good, you know. Say, well, it's not vital, but it's like color red. No, it is important that I act upon it. Color red is always about action. So cleaning or clearing of your own space, it is important. Make sure you feel comfortable in your space. No, sometimes I have maybe, I don't have many objects, but I have a few, and then it's like, of course, if an object is beautiful, you want to keep. But I've said it's not about the beauty or the value of the object. If it is something that you feel like you need or have to throw away, throw it away. No. without second guessing. Especially, sometimes we gather things, they look good, but after a time they get destroyed, or they don't get so good, or they look empty, or they look put them away. It's like I clear the space, I clear that, and then it's a beautiful thing. So we have the two aspects: the inner perception, the inner wisdom, or the inner wissen, the inner knowledge, and then you have the outer perception, Außerperspektive, in German, the out perspective, and they all relate one to one another, the inner and the out. And the idea of perception, it is very revealing. Make sure you pay attention to the reflections, to the perception. What is shown to me, what is thrown away, or what is given by others, and how I handle it, how I accept it, how I am able to read through it. And there's the magical aspect that goes into it. So it's like me, it's like my hand or my eyes, or things that I touch, or things that I talk, the same voice and words are very important. There's always a element of protection, at the same time, the ability to clear out or not accept things that are shown to you, and say, well, something is shown to me, but in my heart I know it is not the truth, or it's just a perception, it's just a reflection, that it is given or thrown to hinder or to change my mind or to influence me, And of course, every time one feels that, it means it is not good. So one has to not accept it, clear it out. Don't believe what others say. Believe what you have to say. It's not to say that others are liars. It just says that you have to account yourself on your own words, on your own inner wisdom. That the inner perception is more important than the out perception. Every time it's like I look out, I look in, and then I listen to my inner perception. As I've said, some things at the same time, if the inner perception was affected by other people in the past, I tend, or it can happen that I don't listen to my own perception inside me. And then I have a problem to translate the outer perception correctly. So you see how tricky it can be. And that's why you don't accept it, You don't accept it, you clear out. And it's almost made to confuse, or it's made to not trust your inner wisdom. And even if you think it's your inner wisdom, it's almost like you question it, and then it's like, well, but this person said this and this person said this. The reflection, the perception, all different, and it is a very tricky exercise. And then the mirror exercise with Paimon comes very well in hand here, because the mirror doesn't hide things. The mirror shows exactly, So the mirror is a reflection, but is a reflection of the truth of the object, what is in it. So it is correlated to the truth. The mirror doesn't lie. So the mirror always has the clear messages. The mirror is the one who says the truth. The reflection of the mirror is true, And at the same time, it is not truth. It is true, but it's not truth, because the mirror too, as well, is a reflection. It is, in a way, some type of magic or illusion, but it's not illusion in that it's not real. It just says that it is a reflection. The same time, for example, if I read a book, I go page by page, and there is a follow-up. The page before is correlated to the page after, and the page after is correlated to the page before, and so on. The beginning, the first page, correlated to the last page. There's all a unity. There's all one after another. There's certain steps. There's certain pages. There's certain follow-up. There is 1, 2, 3. There's always the logic too, as well, or the follow-up, or the how you say, the one after another, that does have to fit. say, well, I create my own puzzle, or if I have a piece in my hand that is not from that puzzle, I'm going to put it away. I cannot use it, no? So the clearing, the reflection doesn't have that, doesn't have so much power once you understand it. That's what Paimon wants to teach. So if I make my own puzzle, it means that I know my own pieces of the puzzle, no? So if somebody wants to throw a piece of puzzle which is not from my puzzle, I know it, so I cannot use it. I put it away. I don't take it, no? That's almost like the key or the solution of the exercise. At the same time, one should not get lost in the maze, no? Say, well, I will not even enter the maze. Of course not, no? I will not get fooled. I will not enter the maze, no? Say, I don't need to know what the maze is. It is already, I know it or I read about it. I don't need to go into the maze, because the maze works too with reflections, and one can get lost in the maze, or it is a dangerous exercise with the maze. In general, with the maze, never go alone. There's always the idea of, in general, not go at all, no? Only if it is a mental exercise or something like that, no? So, well, even the maze has its own magic or its own powers or its own rewards, but at the same time, it's not worth it. It is not worth it, no? There are places most of the time, the places one has to go should not go, no? It's almost to say, if there is more yes or no, I will choose more the no, to protect the yes. So there's always, one thing correlates to another, and things are not equal. Say, well, this is equal to that. Sometimes when that is more, then the other one gets less. So one has to protect the yes, so by saying the no, and the pieces of the puzzles is almost like, well, the inner wisdom. This reading, or this what I'm talking about now, is correlated to the last one I did about the inner wisdom, about the inner knowledge, about the inner ability to discern, and know that you have it, know that it's there. You just have to trust it. You just have to open your eyes to it, and then you have that possibility in the hand. Don't say no to the possibility, but always to say protect the yes by saying no, or protect the no by saying no. So it's always, as I said, the no is more important than the yes. The no should be used more than the yes, okay? That's almost like a rule. At the same time, Paimon, or if he shows me something, it's like, well, he shows me this, that. At the same time, it is for a short time, and then something else appears, or there is a certain movement. The movement is important as well. That's what Paimon teaches. If I carry an object in my hand, the movement that I do with it is correlated to the particle or to the magical aspect, the part of the object that I create magic. And how is the magic created? Through one, through the person, through Paimon. There's like, I have this object, and I make a turn with it, or I move it in a certain way, or I do a spiral, or just by me holding in the hand, or just by putting the intention or the word, and so on and so forth. It is both the magical and the aspect is like two parts have to be the magic that it works. Say, I cannot make magic, an object is not magical, but the object is already magical, and I'm using that magic in my way, so it's like one magic plus one magic, There are many other things, of course. When we speak about colors are very, very important. Any place you go, you can read energetically on the colors that you see. So the illusion, the perception is there to guide you, to give you the messages. So they are real. The illusion is not false. When I say illusion, it's not false. The illusions are not false. One has to be very aware about the illusions. It's part of the truth as well. They carry the message. They carry that. So it's like any place. It it has a specific tonality, specific colors, specific materials, a specific, even is it shiny, it is not shiny, it is low, it is high, it is strong, it is with lights, what the color is, what the combination, and so on and so forth, you know. So once you exercise this, and when you have this, you can, you don't even have to look for the details. It's enough one look, you know, almost like 180 or 360 degrees, and then you already catch it, no? It's like it is in the air. The answer is in the air. The key is in the air. You take it, no? It's like, okay, one image, one view, one look. No, I already have the answer. I already know. I already able to read what the color, what is that, what is the material, what is it raw, is it fine, is it like this, is it shiny, is it loud, is it this. All these elements are important. If something is shown to you, it's important too for how long, what is the meaning, what is the reason, what is the feeling. Of course, the feeling is very, very important. As I've said, the inner wisdom is connected to the feeling. Is it something cold? Is it something warm? How long? How short? All these aspects all have an importance. One is able to find the answers without even talking, just by looking, just by feeling, just by seeing, just by being there. Smoke too, for example, if there is the illusion, or if we think about the magician, like we imagine in the real movies, or magician, works with different aspects. There's aspects of smoke, or light, or darkness, and say, well, all those elements are placed in order to give that meaning, or to give that sensation, or to give that feeling. It works with illusions. The magician works with illusions. At the same time, the magician doesn't work with illusion. He works with the truth. And the thematic, of course, it is perception, no? And same time, it's this very beautiful quality that one has. And say, well, I did this recording speaking about King Paimon, and I found a lot of new meanings, a lot of new correlation that I found by myself. How did I do it? Well, I look at the elements. I look in detail. If you think of sand, it's a very good exercise to think of sand, because it's very tiny particles. And then the sand carries answers, it carries stories. The sand is not only sand, no? So, well, if I correlate the sand to the mirror, or the mirror to the sand, no, as we did in other exercises, you see how correlated, how connected they are. And what is the meaning of it? And why sand is correlated with water? No, well, sand is sand, water is water. Well, sand is water, water is sand. It's correlated directly one to another. Not only that they are related, they are very much connected to one another. And so on and so forth. So one can get closer to the truth in an easy way, in a true way, when we speak about the inner wisdom, no? Or the inner knowledge. That too is even a bigger plus that one can use in gathering information, gathering truth, or gathering things that one is looking for, no? Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to let this recording here. I'm going to talk another time. Until next time.